Hey guys, what's going on? Seth here from Reckless Broads Gaming, and welcome to another Rainbow Six Siege video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be discussing roaming, when to do it, why to do it, and when you should refrain from doing so. I know, it's kind of odd to think about, right? But before we get into today's topic, guys, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys that if you do enjoy my content, press that like button, press that subscribe button, and leave me a comment down below. Tell me if you guys like roaming, dislike roaming, what maps you like to roam on, and what operators you like to use. Anyway, guys, I really look forward to reading your comments, but let's get into today's topic. So as I stated before, today we're going to be talking about roaming and when you should do it and why you should do it. So let's get into more of the why before we get into the when. Why should you roam? This is something that is purely situational and is based purely on how your opponents are acting during the game. If they're being super aggressive, going straight for the objective, making a beeline through the front door and ignoring their corners and ignoring their hallways and not checking their rooms properly, and this is something that you can really take advantage of and destroy the enemy team without being anywhere near the objective, hence the term roaming. You're roaming throughout the map, you're catching the enemy off guard, and you're getting those flanks off that they're not expecting. Now, as I said before, this is purely situational, and you really need to pay attention to how your opponents are behaving before you make the choice to roam or to stick with the objective. And this is something that a lot of people make the mistake of doing, is roaming whenever the enemy is checking their corners and is being very reserved in the way that they're attacking the objective, is taking their time going through the map and checking all their corners. People decide, hey, this is a good time to go roam, maybe I can kill some of them before they come to the objective room and fuck us all up. No, bad idea, don't do that. If they're checking their corners, if they're playing reserved, they're playing a little bit more defensively more than aggressively, then you guys don't need to roam during those matches. That is how you get killed in the first 10 seconds of the game and cost your team the win. However, if you notice that the enemy team is not playing that way, they're playing more aggressive and they're just ignoring everything, going straight for the objective, then go ahead, feel free to roam, get yourself some free kills, and benefit your team. Now, roaming is something that you guys won't see a lot of in ranked, and that is because ranked games actually do affect your kill-death ratio and your win-loss ratio. It's something that's very important to a lot of people. Me, I don't really mind. I only play ranked with a certain group of people, but for the most part, in ranked, you very rarely see roamers, and that is because in ranked, everybody is always checking their corners, they're always checking every room, and they're paying attention a lot more than they are in casual. So if you guys do want to roam and you want to get your feet wet with roaming, stick to casual, don't take it into ranked, and nobody's gonna like it there. So just keep it in casual and you guys will have a great time. So now that we've gotten into why you should roam, when should you roam? As I stated previously, if the enemy is ignoring everything and just going straight for the objective, you guys can feel free to roam. But there is one very important thing that you're probably not thinking about. Do you have good enough map knowledge to be able to get to where you want to be and then be able to know that you can get behind a high traffic area and pull a flank off on the enemy? If you're not capable of doing that, then I would highly recommend that you stick to the objective room and don't waste valuable time and precious resources roaming whenever you could be benefiting your team by sticking by the objective and killing the enemies that you can see from the objective room. In Rainbow Six Siege, map knowledge is quite literally everything. Intelligence in this game is everything. Planning and tactics come second, but map knowledge is definitely first. You guys can go into any game that you want to, and if you don't know the map, then you're probably going to end up getting fucked up because you're going to spend more time running around trying to figure out where the hell you are than you are actually going to be killing opponents. So if you guys have good map knowledge, then roaming is definitely a good choice, but it really also depends on what map you're playing. Some maps are better to roam in than others, and this is purely based on preference. I can't sit here and tell you guys that this map is good for roaming and this map isn't, when you guys might think the exact opposite. It is purely based on the situation and what map you're playing and how comfortable you are with that map. For me, I'm pretty comfortable with all the maps. If I really feel the need to roam, then I can basically do that. Doesn't really matter what map or what game mode, but for the most part, if you guys don't know the maps, stick to the objective room and just don't waste that precious resource of yourself and that timer that's giving it to the enemy team. If you run out and get killed in the first 10 seconds of the game because you don't know the map, that's your fault, and you probably just cost your team a win. Because remember from our previous video, we were talking about the numbers, 20% per person. It's a lot of resources, don't waste it. Now you guys are probably wondering at this point, so what are some good roaming places? Where are some good places for me to set up and wait for the enemy to come into the building? And what operators should I use? And guys, honestly, those are two entirely different videos. It would take me a very long time to sit down and actually make videos of that. sort, but I will give you guys a couple tips. No one hiding place is going to work for every match against every opponent. You guys have to change it up per game, and depending on how your opponents are playing will depend on what position you decide to roam in or what position you decide to sit in while you're on your camera, checking around, seeing where the enemy is entering. And that's just something you guys have to figure out for yourself. And as far as operators go, I'm planning on making some videos for the operators. Don't worry, I have that in the works. But for me, I can roam with almost any operator. The only operators that I would suggest that you don't roam with would be Tachanka and possibly Rook. I'm not really sure, don't really roam much with Rook, but definitely some solid choices if you guys just want a quick 10-second opinion on it. I would take Bandit, or I would take someone like Jaeger. But anyway, guys, that is all that I have for you in today's video. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the very next video. Thanks, and bye.